What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the NBA Slate Starter podcast. I'm Eric, joined with my buddy Ron as we break down Monday's 4-game NBA DFS slate on DraftKings, FanDuel, and Yahoo. Right off the bat, I don't even know if this should be the NBA Slate Starter today. We just should talk NFL because I can't remember. And again, there's hyperbole that's involved because everything is the next greatest thing in the year 2022. Or, maybe not. We're coming off a pretty brutal 2-year stretch. But I cannot remember an NFL weekend quite like this. Perhaps some of the best football and highlighted by this Bills-Chiefs instant classic. Ryan, how was your NFL Sunday?
NFL Sunday was a ton of fun. I was looking forward to this Bills-Chiefs game. I kind of called this my Super Bowl of the year so far. I mean, can't get any better than what we saw than that. I want to say that was the greatest game ever. And you guys can put down in the comment section what's the greatest NFL game ever. But this one was tough to beat, especially the last 2 minutes, back and forth. I loved it. And for an NFL product where you kind of hope every game is like that, I'm glad that we got to see one of those. And I'm content if I don't have to watch another NFL game ever again.
Me too. Do we want to is the question. It's a risky thing.
I mean, it's all downhill from there. I mean, that was simply sensational. That was amazing.
Yeah, I don't know that I've ever seen football like that. I don't know that we'll ever see football like that again. It was kind of the perfect matchup, perfect things. I'm bummed out that the Bills can't win that game. I would have gone
bummed out. They
just
don't even get a chance to get down. That's the most annoying part. I mean, I don't understand the committee rules for that whatsoever. I mean, the college overtime rules are great. I don't expect that. At least play till 10 minutes or play an 8.5 or something, 8-minute quarter, something where the other team at least gets a chance.
Like Bill Simmons said, we need to make you sports czar. We need to make you the guy that is in the clouds making these decisions because it's not that hard to do. You basically realize how dumb this rule is. You realize it.
At least in the playoffs, have a different set of overtime rules. I know there's a little different. You can't end in a tie, but God damn it. If it's not going to end in a tie, at least give the other team a chance when
it's so tilting. I mean, it was extremely not profitable for me to have Travis Kelce get that last touchdown pass and to have Patrick Mahomes outperform Josh Allen there towards the end, just from a fantasy aspect. But secondly, I picked all 4 underdogs this weekend. I bet them individually, so I'm not I'm out here moping or whatever. But I did have the quality 38-1 ticket ready to be posted on Twitter.com. $100 parlay across the board of the 4 underdogs on the money line. You know what I could do with that? I could use that as toilet paper. So that's great. Let's get to it. We've got 4 games to talk about. But again, NFL, it doesn't get a whole lot better than that. And also, congratulations to Ryan, who solo shipped the Tampa Bay game over on DraftKings.
Thank you. Yeah, I definitely got lucky with that at the end, but it definitely panned out. I can't complain. As that canceled out.
Who was the guy, the backup? Well, I mean, he's not the backup. He's just the guy who plays in 12 personnel, and the Rams never play 12 personnel. But,
Kendall Blanton.
Blanton. Yeah. There it is.
Blanton. But it was Cooper Kupp at the end that overtook me. I was content coming second, but Cooper Kupp was at him. His performance is in the shadow of Gabe Davis. Gabe Davis comes in with 201 and 4.
Gabe Davis and the sound effect at the same time. Are you kidding me? Oh, the production value on this NBA Slate Starter is as high quality as it gets. I mean, that was perfectly cute.
I planned it out.
Oh, man. Well, let's plan on getting to it. You ready to get going, my richer friend than me?
Well, I just want to say that makes up for my 100% Rodgers to Adams for the Saturday-Sunday contest. So,
yeah.
You win some, you lose some. I'm glad I could win some along the way.
I was 39th in the milli until the Patrick Mahomes pass there. Well, actually, no, I was still top 40 in the milli, but then the Travis Kelce touchdown pass fell outside the top 100 because I had zero Kelce. I had zero interest in that garbage, but he's very good at football, so I'm not surprised, but it's just sucky because if I got anything from Singletary the entire rest of the game, we could be having a different conversation, maybe a Adam Scherer drunker conversation, if you will. Let's get to it. To the guard spot you go. Ready to get going, my buddy?
Yeah, let's ride.
Devin Booker top end of guard 9,400, Darius Garland 9,300, Shea 9K. I mean, these are just the guards that we have at the expensive portion. I get that they're all going to be pretty owned just on account of that's what the slate looks like. We're going to have a lot of questionable deals. Utah's playing on a back-to-back here. Indiana, we're waiting on this Karis LeVert news. Obviously, him and Brogdon, their statuses are going to be important, but Brogdon, I believe, is going to be out again for a while, because, again, they can't figure out how to treat this guy correctly, and he's just going to have Achilles injuries from now until eternity. But Karis LeVert is a game-time decision. They've already labeled him as such, so cool. Chris Paul went completely nutties at 7,800 the other night. He's 8,600. And then we got RJ Barrett, the next guy who's actually not, got a red tag next to his name. He's 7,600, which seems really, really expensive. Looks like DraftKings aggressively priced up guards. Who are some of your favorites on the top end?
They've definitely aggressively priced up guards. I mean, just looking at the top, Booker, Alexander Walker, not Alexander Walker, SGA, Gilgeous-Alexander, Darius Garland, even Karis LeVert. These guys are priced like much higher than we're used to going to them. So one of those guys can definitely pop off and be one of the higher scoring players on the slate. It's only 4 games. So, but they don't look like great point per dollar value plays whatsoever. I mean, it's really tough to go to anyone in confidence spending up there. But if I were to spend up, I like going to D-Book at $9,400. Potentially no Donovan Mitchell on the other side for this Utah team that's on a back-to-back. We saw Mike Conley leave the game early today. So we might be looking to a shorthanded Utah team. So with the shorthanded Utah team, my eyes immediately go to a 6,700 Jordan Clarkson. Wow, that's even expensive for him as well. It's going to be a.
How'd that sound when it came out? You caught yourself. You're like, oh no, I can't do that.
I mean, we complain about pricing all the time. I mean, I can't complain when people are priced up. So yeah, I think they've done a great job to make very difficult decisions. And when there's a lot of uncertainty when you're playing tournaments, these are the type of slates where things get a little exciting because you can take chances on guys who are low owned and who have tournament winning upside. And I know they're expensive, but that's when you got to take some chances on a guy like a 6,700 Clarkson. Even going a little bit lower, I think Devontae Graham, if he were to play, is fine at 5,600. 3-point upside. The guy loves to shoot a ton of threes when he's on the court. Chicago will have some value as they are also on a back-to-back. I don't know if Levine's set to return, but they're playing very shorthanded right now. They have absolutely no depth at this moment with all the injuries that they're dealing with. As Grayson Allen almost decapitated Alex Caruso, leading him to wrist surgery. I hate rostering Ayo Dosunmu, but Dosunmu is going to be in play just because of the minutes he has to roll with.
Why do you hate this guy so much?
So there's a reason why I hate him. So he used to talk
Illinois, Michigan.
He used to talk a lot of trash to Michigan all the time.
Sure.
And he didn't really do anything. And what he did when he won the Big Ten tournament was he obviously not mocked. He mimicked the Kobe Bryant sitting down with the trophy in the bathroom photo after the Big Ten tournament. And I was like, dude, you only do that when you win the national championship type of situation. And then yet they lose in the second round to Loyola. And that was I was like,
Loyola.
Huh?
I picked Loyola, if that counts.
Yeah, I mean, most people didn't. They all went to the Illini. And, he went to Illinois, and it is what it is. Yeah, I think he's okay. I'll have to see what the ownership comes up on a guy like him.
Yeah, Loyola, they were the best against the 3, I believe, at the time. Again, just watching every sport, covering every sport, and everybody turns into a bracketologist come March, right? That's kind of how it works. But I will say Matt Gajewski, he's as sharp as it gets. He flat out picked Loyola also in that spot. And I don't know, maybe I just am stealing his analysis when it comes to college football. I can tell you one thing. We differ a lot in the NFL streets. Check out that Wednesday ownership show. Usually fireworks. It's enjoyable. Let's see. Ayo Dosunmu, 6,500. But I'm looking at this sub 4K range. I mean, this is the kind of slate on a 4-gamer where Jeremy Lamb's going to be very popular against the Pelicans, especially if you get Karis LeVert added to the fray here. He was on a back-to-back. That's the only reason that he played 19 minutes against Golden State. Otherwise, 25 and 28 minutes here returning from injury. He legitimately didn't even play that well against Phoenix. Played 28 minutes and found a way up to nearly 30 fantasy points. I think at 4K, he might be somebody people click on quite a bit. Nickeil Alexander-Walker there's at 3,800. You can always try to make that a thing, but it's really hard. Isaac Okoro plays a boatload of minutes, played 35 last game out, but you kind of know what you're getting. And then I don't even want to say it out loud, so I'm not going to. We're not going to say Jose Alvarado. We're not going to even like remotely try to recreate whatever the hell just happened in that game. Kiefer Sykes, though, playing big minutes. I think he'll play better than what we saw. However, there's a lot of potential for a bust there. Just saying, 3,400. At least he's cheap. That's the nicest thing I can say about him. Let's head to FanDuel, where I have the most jarring price tag you're ever going to see in your life. You ready, Ryan? $10,300 Chris Paul. How do you feel?
It's like we're back in 2015 when he was with the Clippers. I didn't play DFS in
2012 with the Pellies.
I'm assuming he was priced up higher when he was with the Clippers than he was with the Pelicans.
Totally. I'm just saying. Lob City. Come on now.
Yeah, so
it's great.
I mean, he was a great play even back then at that price tag, and 10-3 is going to be awfully contrarian over there on FanDuel. Yeah. These guys are priced more affordably on a site like this. I mean, I would rather go to Booker than Paul if you're rostering a Phoenix Sun. Save those $900.
My question is, why did Chris Paul get completely juiced up to 10-3, but Darius Garland remains 8,700?
Yeah, I don't know. There is some recency biases. Also, SGA got juiced up to 10-2. So pick and choose your spots with these guys, but I think Garland is fine to go to, even at that price tag. I like going to DeRozan in an OKC matchup. I think he should be shooting 20 to 25 times a game with this shorthanded team if there's going to be no Levine. I like that game in general. On the other side, I think Josh Giddey is a solid play at 6K. Bouncing around the shooting guard spot, I see Karis LeVert 7,900. If he's going to play, I do expect him to be fully healthy. If he's missed the last 2 games with a calf injury, they should not be bringing back guys limited as it keeps burning them with guys like Malcolm Brogdon. LeVert 7,900. He's simply, I think, $1,500 too cheap for the role he's going to have to carry on his shoulders. Spending a little bit, guys who stick out at their price tag. I like Clarkson here, $5,600. I like Devonta Graham here, $5,200. And I think you can go all the way to Joe Ingles at $4K. Keep an eye with Donovan Mitchell, what's happening there.
Well, keep an eye on Mike Conley on a back-to-back, too. I doubt that he's going to play. They're in a competitive game. The other night when they played Denver, they blew them out of the water, and that's the only reason that he didn't sit on a back-to-back. I am fully assuming that we wake up tomorrow morning to Mike Conley rest out. That is kind of what I'm planning on.
Did he come back into the game? I know he left.
I didn't see that he left. Okay. Again, I got completely transfixed by football, just like I think everybody else did. Clarkson's in right now, 16. He's playing like absolute dog doo-doo, but it's a 2-point game there right now. I don't know if Mike Conley got back in or not.
Okay. No worries.
I'm looking right now, but I will find out an answer for you. Regardless, I don't think Mike Conley plays no matter what. I can guarantee you Jordan Clarkson will play barring injuries. So there's that. Anything else for you from the guard position?
No, that's really about it. I mean, looking down a little bit lower, I guess Lu Dort, 5K. The minutes should be there. 5K is 5K in a 4-game slate. So.
Yep. Totally. Let's head over kind of the same picture that we're kind of painting on every single site here. I mean, it's kind of nice to have some different pricing where Chris Paul, like, there's no way that you're going to play him there on FanDuel in some kind of massive capacity. But then you've got Shea 37, Chris Paul 35, Devin Booker 35, Darius Garland 34, all on Yahoo. Pretty tight structure there. I'm curious to see where ownership breaks down. Obviously, we have the later game in Utah and Phoenix, and we're going to be talking a lot at the center position about them, unfortunately, because Ayton continues to be out. But Mike Conley, $24 there. You're not going to be playing him. He's going to be out. Jordan Clarkson, $21. Kobe White now, $21. You talked about Ayo Dosunmu, obviously. I think Kobe White, he's been playing like mid-30s minutes for this basketball team. Going back to his UNC days, willing participant in the shooting department. That's kind of the way I like to put it. He will definitely be out there chucking, trying to make things happen. They're going to need somebody else to add a little bit of something there. They're never going to find somebody who plays defense as well as Alex Caruso. That's for sure. But maybe you just put Kobe White on the floor and help him outscore people. Does he interest you on this slate whatsoever?
Yeah, 40-game slate, he has the upside to hit 40 fantasy points. Kobe White's one of the few NBA players I've met over my lifetime. Nice guy. I think other guys in the guard position you should take your chances on. I think going to SGA. I like SGA. I like D-Book. I like Karis LeVert if he's going to play. I like Clarkson. Now, the next tier guys, no one really sticks out to me. If there's no LeVert, actually, no. I think Duarte's kind of in play.
Yep.
with or without LeVert. I mean, excellent play without LeVert. Pretty solid play with LeVert in there. Now, Levine, I think, is close to returning. He didn't play today, so I wouldn't go to Levine at $34. If Levine's going to play even like limited minutes, limited being 20 to 24, it really doesn't help anybody on that team. And it kind of ruins a lot of guys. So Levine's situation is pretty big on this 4-game slate. If you were to come in and steal some usage, which he certainly can, which he certainly will. It's not certainly can. He certainly will be stealing some usage away. If you're looking for some cheap guys like the tenors, there's no one really I want to go to at $10. But maybe you can take some chances. At $12, Nickeil Alexander-Walker has the upside if you can get consistent minutes off the bench.
All right. Utah just lost another close one, 2 in a row. They've kind of been reeling of late. I'm curious. Maybe Mike Conley isn't just like an automatic sit, but I bet he is. He's got to be as close to an automatic sit as possible. But you know what else? I don't know what you're doing if you're not automatically signing up at our sponsor, Yahoo. All you do, deposit $10 or more. You get 1 free month of Awesemo Plus Platinum. Not just NBA, but NFL, MMA, PGA. Every single sport we offer behind the paywall can be yours for the low price of $10 there. Oh man, there was a stat correction at the end of that game that knocked a dude out of first place on FanDuel. $15K difference, but I don't care about FanDuel. I care about our sponsor, Yahoo. They have the lowest rake out of anywhere that you're going to play. And why does that matter? Well, because less rake means more money that's going into the prize pool, which makes it more capable for you to win money over a long period of time. They have the best tournaments, bar none, for NFL. They have the best tournaments for NBA. I'm excited to see what the NBA tournaments look like, especially when NFL season gets over. I mean, we've seen some of these NBA prize pools limited on every single site, and there's no doubt that that is probably something that should be the case. Everybody still cares about NFL, but now with just a 2-game slate this weekend, if you don't like your NBA, I mean, first of all, I don't know how you got to the 16-minute stage of this show, because that would be absurd, but I'm just letting you know that there will not be a better site to play on than Yahoo, especially with some of the prize pools they've had on Fridays. Check it out. Stop guessing, start winning. Join Awesemo through this promotion today. Cool. Forward we go. I'm just watching the stat correction go back and forth on, of all people, Kevon Looney, who didn't even play well tonight. Are you seeing what I'm seeing?
No, I actually didn't play NBA tonight. I just
good man
wanted to watch the Super Bowl, which I did.
I made a couple hundred on FanDuel, but D'Anthony Melton, not part of the portfolio. He's like in 7%. He 37.7, 12.6 boards, 5 assists, 3 steals and a block because he's a douche. And he does not do well for me, but he only does well. Yeah, you heard me. I love this guy. But I hate him.
I have a soft spot for D'Anthony Melton. He's worked out for me time and time again.
A lot of people have worked out for you time and time again, Ryan, because you use them when they put up fantasy games like tonight, and I did not, and that's a bummer. Kind of a random guy. Luka Doncic 70 spot, so sorry you missed out on that, because I know you would have been all over that. Forward we go. Randall 9,700, DeRozan 9,100 on a back-to-back here. He was crazy popular today, probably rightfully so. And now we're looking at more stat corrections. I don't know what to say. Evan Mobley 7,900. I can say that. Obviously, Cleveland, you're looking at a spot now with Markkanen, who that's just a bummer. X-rays came back negative. That's the one good thing that we have there for Laurie. So he's going to be out here for a little while. I brought up Okoro there. You can play him at small forward over on DK as well. But Evan Mobley, 7,900. And it might be Kevin Love's season here. 5,500. He played like absolute crap here the other night. But there's got to be somebody who starts playing some extra minutes here from this front court. And obviously it's not a 1-for-1 swap. I don't think Kevin Love's going to automatically play anywhere close to like the low mid 30s that we saw for Lauri Markkanen, but high 20s minutes of Kevin Love is something I can really, really get behind there at 5,500. Talk to me about forward on DraftKings.
Yeah, you're going to see D Wade come back and haunt your dreams again, because I have a good feeling they just want to put Kevin Love off the bench and start D Wade. Shout out to Dean Wade. I do think he's 3K, and I don't want to go to him. Actually, 4 games slate. I think you got to take some chances.
I'm taking tomorrow off, is what I learned.
If D Wade is going to be popular at 3K, that's going to be an interesting conundrum to deal with. But let's look up top. Julius Randle, 9,700. Maybe shying away a little bit. Tough Cleveland matchup. I'd rather save 600 and go to DeMar at 9,100. Obviously, Levine being there will hurt him, but I think he's fine to go to at this price tag at $9,100 on DraftKings. Next year, guys like Barrett are too expensive. Josh Hart, 7,400 is too expensive. You touched on Mobley. He's pretty rock solid. I like targeting him. Potential extra, and it's not marketing stealing a ton of usage. I don't know the usage rate off the top of my head, but I do think it might help Mobley get some extra shots.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the next year, guys, I really like going to a Kevin Love at 5,500 is fine. I do think he might get some extra minutes coming his way. Maybe it might be high 20s as a new ceiling in terms of those minutes. But 4-game slate, can Kevin Love put up 5 3-pointers, backdoor his way in a double-double? Definitely. He has that. And on a 4-game slate, it's where you should be taking some chances on a guy like him. Chetty Osman might get some extra minutes for that Cleveland team as well. Just rattling off some guys who might take those marketed minutes. I do think Cam Johnson, it might be one of the more popular plays on the slate, coming in at $3,900. So he's pretty rock solid, I think. And if for some reason Utah is going to limit some guys on a back-to-back, keep an eye on a guy like Rudy Gay as well, $4,200.
Yep, I think that makes some sense. Obviously, there's going to be a ton of Pelicans value with, the absence of Brandon Ingram here. You can take some shots. Yeah, get ready. Garrett Temple, you heard me. I said it, 3,100 for that cat. I don't think that's going to be a whole lot of fun, but there's an outside chance that he starts. I mean, obviously, we talked about Nickeil Alexander-Walker there. You have Josh Hart, who's going to play a boatload of minutes there. Herbert Jones in the starting lineup there. I could see Garrett Temple playing the 2 in that starting lineup. It's him or Alexander Walker. You still have Graham questionable. That is really kind of the massive question of news. And of course, if Utah rests a bunch of guys, which for sure Mike Conley, Rudy Gobert's been dinged up, but he ended up playing here tonight. They lost by 2. Maybe they just fire him out there again, but I doubt it. So the major piece of news, though, looking at this Devontae Graham injury and how it's going to affect that front court and back court from the Pellies, from usage perspective for the front court and minutes that would be available there in the back court. Let's see. I have nothing else there. Let's jump over to FanDuel. Covered a lot there. DeMar DeRozan, $9K. They're starting to get him more appropriately priced over on FanDuel. Still probably too low at $9K for his current situation where he is Alonzo Ball-less. He is Alex Caruso-less. And most importantly, he is Zach LaVine-less. Karis LeVert is 7,900 there at the small forward position as well. We've got Julius Randle, 8,600. The guy's definitely shown some upside. Never when I've rostered him like the last 2 times, but it's there. I've heard. Jared Allen, 7,700. Evan Mobley, 6,900 is going to be crazy, crazy popular. But Chris Duarte, 6,700. Is that still remotely in play for you?
That's expensive for Duarte. If LeVert's going to be in there, I think that's a little too expensive. But 4-game slate, if you want to sprinkle in some penny change on that, I wouldn't fault you. He has shown the upside of late, but I think there are better plays around him to take. It's just better like salary options, like guys like you touched on Mobley, 6,900. I think I would want to save to a guy like Barrett or Bogdanovich. So those guys definitely stick out much better over there. I mean, now other guys to take some chances on. We touched on Cam Johnson, a little more expensive here. So kind of a rough forward slate overall on both places. News is going to change a lot, but Mobley sticks out to me, even Kevin Love. It's going to be Cleveland for value just because of no Markin in there. And also New Orleans with no Ingram. And then you mix and match your studs with those type of value plays, I think. Okoro is not the greatest fantasy point per minute guy, but the minutes will be there for him. You touched on earlier. I think Ingles was fine at 4K if there guys are missing in Utah, but no one just pops off the page at this very moment.
Yep, I'm with you. It looks pretty flat otherwise. Rudy Gobert is there. Why am I talking about Rudy Gobert? I was just jumping over to Yahoo here. Forward top end, DeMar DeRozan, $38. Julius Randle, $34. My notes are all crappy tonight. Don't mind me. Evan Mobley, $31. Josh Hart, $27. Giddey, $26. Barrett, $25. Everything feels pretty expensive there for some of those guys, but I think you can get behind a $31 Evan Mobley. I think Julius Randle is probably underpriced at $34. compared to rest of the position where it's strict positions over here on yahoo.com. But otherwise, it is not a very, what's the word? Oh, good forward position tomorrow on Yahoo. Talk to me about it because I just can't anymore.
Yeah, guys who stick out to me on Yahoo, DeRozan's fine. Mobley's great. Josh Hart's pretty solid here, actually, just because of the lack of options. Next year, guys, Bogdanovich in play on regardless. I know tough Phoenix matchup. I like Herb Jones and Mikal Bridges, and no one really else sticks out to me, barring any news at this moment. I do think Randall at $34 you can spend up to because he has the upside of being one of the highest scoring players on the slate. I'm just shying away in this matchup, I think. I do. That's how highly I respect Evan Mobley and the interior defense of the Cleveland Cavaliers.
I was responding to EMAC because EMAC sent me a message, and EMAC deserves my prompt responses when he does certain things. We were both railing about the OT. Both of us.
I've heard, because I also got a message from EMAC about OT as well.
No, really? He's sending messages to both of us? I'm not special? To center we go at DraftKings. Nikola Vucevic, 9,500. Rudy Gobert, 9,200. EMAC. We're going to have a chat, buddy. Valanciunas there, 8,300. Oh, man. Jared Allen, 8K. Evan Mobley, 7,900. Goga Batadze, your boy. DeAndre Ayton's going to be out, and that's going to be what we're going to talk about. But Goga Batadze, 6,200. He's got a great fantasy point per minute rate. He's now played 31 and 35 minutes. I think he's still definitely in play here. There's no doubt about that. Please don't get kicked off the floor. Please don't get in foul trouble early. Those are the two things I ask, Goga, and I will roster you. But my God, Ryan, I'm just never going to get JaVale McGee right again because Bismack Biyombo is apparently the greatest center in the history of the Phoenix Suns, and that includes Amari Stoudemire. That includes the former Shaquille O'Neal, the big cactus. That includes every big that's ever played, including the great Charles Barkley, probably the best out of all of them, and his Gurdon, period in time when he was on the team. But what the hell? Why is Bismack Biyombo a thing, and why is it haunting me?
Why is it haunting you if he's a thing?
Yes.
Oh, man. I mean, the disrespect to Tyson Chandler, the disrespect to Marcin Gortat, the disrespect to who else played center for that team? Channing Frye, Robin Lopez, I believe, played for the center. Yeah, you're just disrespecting all these great centers. I mean, I do not think Bismack Biyombo is real. I do not want to play Bismack Biyombo, and it's burned me. And if it burns me yet again, so be it. That's the stand I'll be making because I'd rather go to guys like Valanciunas, Rudy Gobert, Evan Mobley.
But here's the thing. Can we not even play, McGee's only playing 18 minutes a night now.
Yeah, he's lost a ton of minutes.
What do we do? Because he played good at the onset of that game. He played 51. He's 5,100. He played only 18 minutes. He was 6 for 10, 12 boards, double-double, put a 35.5, which is fantastic at the 4,400 he was. But he's 5,100 now. Can we click on JaVale McGee at all?
Can you click on JaVale McGee? Yeah, you can. It's a 4-game
slate. But why is Bismack playing the majority of the minutes? I cannot.
It's just been he's just been rolling, man. This guy needs to get PED tested. He's playing like he is the next coming of Joel Embiid. I mean, it's pretty wild.
8 for 10 from the field, 2 for 3, 9 for 12. He is, in his brief tenure with the Phoenix Suns, shooting better than 70% from the floor. They're all dunks from Chris Paul, just going, here you go, DeAndre Jordan. But whatever.
I guess he's living up to that lottery talent about his 10th year in the league now. So it's something that makes things difficult. Obviously, McGee is such an outstanding play when he gets going, but I think I'd be shying away. I like taking chances on Jared Allen, Goga Batadze, even Nikola Vucevic. I think will be very low owned on the center slate. We touched on Valanciunas, but these guys, I do think there is going to be some merit in spending up and just securing that upside in raw points.
Breaking news on the Slate Starter podcast at the perfect time, covering the center position. Rudy Gobert has been diagnosed with a strained calf. Bojan Bogdanovic had a knee contusion. No word on their statuses for Monday.
Rudy Gay season.
I liked him today in the event that Gobert didn't play. The winning lineup, I think, on FanDuel still had Rudy Gay in it. You put up 25 plus on FanDuel, but legitimately, looking here on DraftKings, I don't know what to say. I mean, you can't really. I mean, Hassan Whiteside might play tomorrow. He sat out today. He was questionable coming into today with conditioning. If Hassan Whiteside plays, he's 6,300. He got a boost up. He was like 5,100 on the slate today, which is, pretty surprising considering, he didn't play, but now he's 6,300. They must have known that this was coming.
I guess they're preemptively preparing for back-to-backs, which I can't fault the sites for doing.
I like that. That.
And if Whiteside plays, definitely go for it at $6,300. I have no issues doing so. Yeah.
All right. Well, FanDuel, Rudy Gobert's 10-4. I don't think he's going to play with a strained calf. Just throwing that out there. Nikola Vucevic, 9,400. Julius Randle, 8,600. Jarrett Allen, 77. Obviously, those are all power forward center guys in Randle and Allen. But Jonas Valanciunas is 7,500 with no Brandon Ingram. Oh, my. Possibly no Devontae Graham. Playing a Pacers team that is pretty god-awful themselves. Jonas Valanciunas, over under 45 fantasy points tomorrow. Give me the over.
Yeah. Against this matchup, yeah. Man, those guys are just going to go at it. Bertans and Valanciunas.
So some big boys from Eastern Europe.
Yeah.
Just having fun. Rolling into each other.
I like going to Valanciunas. I like going to Mobley. If Whiteside were to play, he's pretty outstanding at 5,100. He'd be a super smash at that price tag, especially on FanDuel. Everything suits for him well. He'd be ideally one of the best plays on the slate if we get no Gobert and Whiteside in, which I certainly think can happen with those recent developments. Jarrett Allen, fine option as well, 7,700. I'd say weirdly, like on a center slate, you can really change up your roster build because with all of these guys, they're kind of all on FanDuel decently solid values. I have no interest going to the Phoenix front court just because if Whiteside opens up, he's just going to be a priority. But other guys have all unique upside at their respective price tags.
Oh, yeah. We got a lot to figure out here with Utah. That's going to be crazy if Bogdanovich is out. You're just looking at a slate that is insane. But to the center position on Yahoo to round this show out here for this evening. Again, we talked football, we talked basketball, we talked life. No, we didn't, but that's fine. Gobert, $42. Probably not going to play. Vucevic, 36. Jonas Valanciunas, 31. Jarrett Allen, 30. Again, Jonas Valanciunas, I still like a lot at $31. I think he's going to take on a lot there. Luka Patazzi's $14, though. That is outstanding. Bismack Biyombo, 17. JaVale McGee, 14. This center spot is something you better get right on Yahoo tomorrow. Sounds like a two-center day to me.
Yep, and there's a lot of pending news. I mean, if no Gobert, Whiteside, great play. Batadze, pretty darn solid at this moment at $14. He stands out to me quite a bit. And then there's the flurry of guys like Valanciunas, Jarrett Allen, even Vucevic, all of these guys. You can roster two centers. Multiple centers on the slate I do think have 45, 50-point upside. On a 4-game slate, that's taking you spots. Even 40-point upside will take you spots on the center slate for sure on Yahoo.
All right, Ryan. That is going to do it here for another NBA Slate Starter podcast. I'm upset with EMAC. I'm going to let him know. No, I'm probably not going to. He's a lovely human being. Ryan, any final words for the people?
Yeah, please do leave those 5-star reviews on those podcast feeds. Those will go a long way for us. Those numbers would be great. Appreciate your guys' support as we near the midpoint of the NBA season. Kind of wild how quickly the season has gone past us yet again.
All right, guys. That was this edition. Ryan, congratulations on a fantastic NFL day. Congratulations to me on going 3-1, picking all underdogs from this weekend. Guess what? That's great individually, but it would have been great to post that ticket. It would have been great. Regardless, go sign up at Yahoo. Make me feel better. Deposit $10 more. Get that free month of Awesemo Plus Platinum. That is it for us here today. Let's get another week in the books here of the Slate Starter. I'm excited. You should be too. Let's get to it. He's Ryan. He's the best. I'm Eric. I am the most average you have ever met. Actually, I'm okay. We'll see you guys later.